Invisible lady is what she called. She's in the race for the long haul. Giving up feels like letting go. Just ride along and go with the flow. Hope for understanding and personal growth too. For her, them, and others to do. A little creativity and fun along the way. Let's get this lesson started, not ceasing to pray. Our decisions can have positive or negative consequences. If we react with uncontrollable anger over something that didn't go our way, we may end up saying or doing something we regret for the rest of our lives or could have avoided. For example, if we're impatient because we think the car in front of us is moving too slowly and we decide to go around on the wrong side of the street, not noticing the car coming straight at us, that decision may cost innocent lives. Or if we use our rent money during the holiday season, or any time for that matter, to splurge on dinner with family and friends, we know the results of that. Our weaknesses are exposed by His inspired word and called to our attention by those who personally know us. Once we know the rules of the game and the consequences, we should be encouraged to play fairly. We humans got so far off track that God saw fit to make it possible for us to have a second chance to restore our faith in Him through acceptance of the miraculous birth, life, death, and resurrection of His Son. Point number 2. Our decisions impact ourselves as well as others. The consequences of Adam and Eve's disobedience impacted past, present, and future generations. When they ate the fruit from the tree that the Creator had warned them not to eat from, they were disobedient to that rule. Before their disobedience, they lived a life of privilege and plenty. As consequences for their disobedience, women have to suffer unbearable pain during childbirth. Whereas food was plentiful in the Garden of Eden, with little work having to be done, man now had to work if he wanted to eat. Their decision and their yielding to temptation of the serpent's persuasion and devious influence opened the door for pain, suffering, hate, and evilness in the world, but made repentance available to us through God's Son. We should not be indifferent about indulging in behavior that impacts us or others. Many people have been killed by drunk drivers. Why do we continue to make the decision to drink and drive when it's brutally dangerous and we know what could happen? Point number 3. We are accountable and responsible for our own actions. We are accountable or answerable to ourselves first. As a child, when we were disobedient to our parents or teachers, we had consequences. We couldn't blame our sister, our brother, or someone else for something we did, and they couldn't take our punishment for something we did. Being accountable means owning up to what we have done. When we're hanging out with friends or acquaintances, especially those that we may have just met, or even those we have known for a long time, and they offer us something to drink from a thermos or a cup or whatever, be careful because they may be drugging us and we end up in a situation that we didn't see coming or in a strange place, not knowing how we got there. Or someone pretends to be our friend but abuses us. This has happened to people I know. It can be depressing to know that some people's motives are unscrupulous, dishonest, deceitful, and corrupt.